Rule of Rock by Benjamin Jacobson, illustrated by Kelly Leigh Miller. Persephone dashed down the corridors of Decider Academy, the folds of her flowing robe undulating behind her. She was late. Every 10th step, the cloth came between her foot and the pavement, and she shuffled and fumbled to regain her balance before gravity overcame her momentum. She cursed the labyrinthine design of the school. What was the point of trying to make a new building look like an ancient university? Orbis Publica, the young world government, held tight to the past despite the new future they were building. 50 years of global peace had given them a lot of leeway with the public, but it didn't hurt to dress the new society up as the next great step for humanity, instead of some departure from the norm. So Decider Academy looked like it was 1,000 years old instead of 50, and every student had to wear a robe to class, and even carry paper books instead of tablets. Persephone's foot caught her robe again, nearly tripping her. When she was a decider, the first thing she'd do was get rid of the robes, but she'd never be a decider if she didn't make it to the final exam. The RPS exam, the ultimate test, was supposed to start 10 minutes ago. The top 5 candidates in the class, Persephone was first, gathered to face a one-time-only pass-fail assessment of their worth. Success meant becoming a decider, a member of the global legislature, the lawmaking branch of Orbis Publica, one of only 1,000 people in the world entrusted with political power. Like the 10,000 other students of the academy, she'd received 12 years of strict training and guidance in history and philosophy and psychology, and she'd participated in countless simulations. All this was intended to create young adults who could see all sides of an issue and act for the greatest good. They didn't teach punctuality. Failure on the RPS meant a lower bureaucratic role, a president or governor of some country or other. Such bureaucrats could lead, but they couldn't decide, only execute the laws of the legislature. It would be a good enough life, she supposed, but it wasn't for her. She wanted to shape the world, shape the future. The only way to do that was to pass this test. A quick turn and a tangled foot sent her bumping into the proctor. "Number 1, I presume?" Persephone nodded. "Take your place. The test can finally begin." She followed the proctor into his ornate office. The heavy door slammed closed. Dim lights barely illuminated the crimson curtains that lined the walls. She shuffled to the far right of the line of students awaiting the test. She nudged Laura, who drifted into her spot in her absence, aside. The proctor spoke. "In this test, there are 3 possible answers. The first is stone, the second paper, and the third blades. Stone crushes blades, but is suffocated by paper. Paper suffocates stone, but is cut by blades. And blades can cut paper, but are crushed by stone. I will choose one weapon, and you will choose a weapon in response. The students who select the wisest answer will become deciders." Persephone's mind raced, and she felt a flush across her skin. All her years of work climbing to the top of her class would come down to this, a game of chance? Her mind calculated the rather simple odds. No answer had an obvious advantage. Could this be the true secret behind the utopian world government of Orbis Publica? In the end, the peaceful world was all up to chance? Her heartbeat quickened as an idea came to her. Was this a test to see who would rebel against such an oversimplification of a vital process? Persephone thought about protesting, but something held her back. She didn't have enough information. Lee, third in the class, thought otherwise. "Proctor," Lee said, stepping forward out of line, "I refuse to participate in this test. Random chance is an unjust method for choosing deciders. You decide too quickly. Such snap judgments make you unworthy. You are dismissed." Lee's face flushed, and his lips trembled. He ran out of the room as quickly as Persephone had entered. "Any other complaints?" The candidates stood silent. "Good, let's continue." "I choose stone." The proctor held a fist out in front of him. It was a trick, then. The proctor revealed his weapon before the students could choose theirs. He had destroyed his own odds of winning. The proctor stepped to Christy, the leftmost student. "What is your choice?" Christy extended a flat hand, signifying paper. The proctor moved to his right to find Luke. Luke hesitated, then extended paper as well. Would they both be approved as deciders? Persephone knew it couldn't be that easy. Nothing in her 12 years at the academy had been that easy. Laura, to her immediate right, obviously agreed, for on her turn she extended the 2 fingers of the blades, the loser's gambit. Laura must be thinking that the wisest choice was to accept defeat, to compromise, to settle. Was that the right answer? The proctor stood now in front of Persephone. In all of her tests, she had never doubted a single choice. But now, in this, her most important assessment, she had to go with her gut. She extended her hand. Later, each student sat down with the proctor to discuss the result. Persephone watched them go into the room one by one. No one came out. Finally, her turn came. She entered the chamber. The proctor sat at a red table. Behind him, there was an exit. During the RPS, you chose stone. Why? I felt it was the correct answer. You saw what I had. You knew that paper would defeat me. You saw 2 of your fellow students choose it. Why did you choose to tie? The game is a test. I knew that I could defeat you, but you didn't ask me to defeat you. You asked me to choose wisely. It is not wisdom to want to destroy your rival. It is evil to do so. It is also not correct to bow down to your rival. One must stand up for what one knows is right. The wise answer is to meet on an even field, stone on stone. The battle may be protracted, but in the end, only equality can create victory for all. The proctor leaned back in his chair. That is a hard lesson to learn, to hold back from winning and to fight through the loss. To seek a fair balance is to find the truth. Welcome to the legislature, decider Persephone.